Great start to the month today with two trades making over $600, just trading simply off of the same VWAP, all in the direction of trend. And I want to break it down to you because it's all available on ASFX TV in my full strategy, but couldn't really ask for a better start to the month, price action wise, execution wise, everything. So let's take a look here first on my first trade, long, off of the New York VWAP and actually previous day's 9:30 New York VWAP. Again, when you get the new indicator that dropped, it's in the link in my bio. You get all these automated VWAPs as well, the dashboard on the bottom right. So I was really more so focused on today's blue New York from today's 9:30 open. But we're also now breaking above this previous day's New York and now retesting it. Clearly another higher low. This is where I want to get in long. This is where we wanted to potentially get long back here. It was just a very quick drop. And if you notice at that point, we were kind of maybe hovering around that previous day's New York VWAP. Still maybe wanted to make it resistance, although there was no sign of sellers today. So we missed this move. Randy on stream took the long there, scalps it out for a nice new high. Now, one small note on that, as I mentioned, my full strategy is available on ASFX TV. I don't want to chase this first break of opening range. The opening range is the first 15 minutes of the day. You can see a small break there often doesn't run. I'm not interested in any direction there. Waiting for the pullback, go get the second break. So really well done by Randy and anyone else on stream that took that long. But all right, now we're even further outside the opening range. When we pull back again, it's clearly buyers. We're above today's daily view up and now retesting two key view ups there as well. Just traded back, what? To previous structure. I'm always looking for a nice pullback off of the same VWAPs, but also a good enough distance back to the previous structure, aka that high of day, that I can get out there and manage my trade there rather than get up to the high, sit through pullback, and maybe another small push higher. Just get in, get out, take your base hit. You could always find another trade. Because also the worst thing that could happen is if you move your stop loss to break even, it's always going to get right to the point. Just it knows where it is and it goes right higher without you. So secure your profits or just get out, look to get another entry later on, which is exactly what we did. We get out of the long here. What does it go? Maybe another 10 points without me on NQ. I sacrificed 10 points, but it would have came 30 minutes later. Or you get out, you get another trade off the same view up you longed it off of earlier, and you catch another, 50 points, right? It's not the whole 130 point move you see up here, and that's fine. Sprinkling on base hits. I don't know how far this is going to rip, but I got a really great price at VWAP. I'm directionally in the right trend with higher lows, higher highs keep being formed. I got to be a buyer. Now, this one was a scalp. Now, stop loss is never at current structure, right? You could even go back to here. That's our current structure, previous structure to the left. All these higher lows, I want a stop loss that covers them. So that way, if we're not holding VWAPs anymore and we're breaking lower, get me out of this trade, right? So I don't need to sit in it for too long to recognize that I don't love the shorts anymore. You can see on the dashboard over here, all buyers in control. So until that starts to change, and NQ or ES or YM take its New York VWAP or its previous day's New York, I'm going to be a buyer. Just simply follow the trend. I mean, when you go to this markup, this was from a random day in January, March 2nd, let's see, January 12th. This is pretty much the same premise on the first break of open range high. Don't want it. Small, quick pullback to New York. It doesn't even really fully touch it. So you could scalp that. But if you felt FOMO, you're probably going to just jump in saying that's good enough. It pulled back close enough to VWAP. It's ripping for another new high. Let me just get on in. You wait a little bit longer. It does, in fact, pull back down to the VWAP that you do want. Now you get a great stop loss below structure, and you trade it back for a new high. Take that to today. Had you missed this retest off of New York and say, oh, whatever, I'll just jump in midway through, right? Could it pay eventually, right? If you had a good stop loss, this would eventually hold and you can make some money, but just more stress. That's not what the plan says to do, is just chase price away from VWAP. Have faith that you can get that pullback and probably will, right? I took these two trades here, and I believe there was another pullback way later on. Nothing really clean, not quite off of a VWAP. So to know that this is the end of the pullback and to make money in that, a little difficult, but it gave you 3 clean opportunities here. Pick your one that you want the most, because if you didn't make money on a day like today, to be as nice as possible, it is a bit of a problem. If you're trading the same VWAP strategy as me specifically, a big problem. If you're new to VWAP trading, whatever, different strategy, that's fine. But the trend was clear. It was all in the same direction of VWAP. There was never really breaks below. How do we really, you're either flat because you don't know how to read the market, or you made money long, right? And if anyone shorted it or had a tilt day, I just honestly don't understand that. So I'd want to help you get into stream, ask questions, because I don't see the day being that tilty. It was clean trend, continuation. Every single pullback to view up was followed by a higher high. It didn't like fake you out with a little retest, you get in long and then just fall lower. Everything was just running, continuing, so super clean. So like I said, hopefully you guys will jump on stream. My full strategy is available on there as well. First month is free. You can dive into Futures 2.0 here for free for your first month. The full strategy with view ups and key levels that I'm trading. And then tune into the streams where we're taking these trades and explaining them why we're taking them. You can see the longs here today. Clean, beautiful setups and the days prior. So go watch the replays as well if you're confused. But all of it is happening here on AceFX TV and it's free. So you got no excuse. Now, one other thing to talk about. We go here on the 15-minute. Let's go to the electronic trading hours. It's not the end of the world, but we had the overnight view up, right? If we anchor that to 6 p.m. Eastern, the changeover of day. Oh, let's go back one more. You can see we were clearly above it right at the open, right? So that alone, taking out this consolidation to the left, because if you look at the pre-market, pretty bearish. Pull back to VWAP. If this moves lower again, we're going to find some nice, clear, clean trending shorts. But that's why going into the open without such a strong bias, holding it loosely, we get clearly new information in the first 2-3 minutes of breaking all that structure to the left. Saying, okay, never mind. Structure is not bearish anymore. We're not underneath VWAPs. I should be looking for longs. So right out of the gate, you know you're probably looking for longs. But let's see if we can get that retest to VWAP. And then like we said, you do, right? But no one should just be overly short biased thinking that this has to come back down. Why? We broke all the structure to the left. This thing is making new highs. Let's just follow the trend, shall we? I'd rather you lose a long than short it and lose, right? We could sleep at night if we longed it somehow and we lost, although it'd probably be like a bad price. We don't really want that. But it'd be better than trying to short it on such a clean, bullish day. Now, one other thing, I'm not going to make a video on it here. I'm going to do it on this channel. But while we were on stream this morning, Top One did drop a new account, the Elite Daily. It's an evaluation account. I'll have a video on this on the rules behind it and who I think it may be for. But something to look into. My code's running 60% off right now as opposed to their 50% on the website. So make sure you use code Evan. See if you can save a little bit more money. But it's a challenge account. So take that for what it is if that's something you're interested in, as opposed to the instant fundeds that I'm trading or the Ignite accounts. If you just want to dip your feet in for $100 or so and find out if you like it, up to you. End of drawdown. You can read the rules here. I'll make a separate video on it for itself. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you do your report cards. Ask any questions you got on these view up setups. But most importantly, just tune into stream. When trend is simple, we got to capitalize on these days. We were talking about it on our Blackshirt Club call with one of our members. If you go back to last Wednesday real quick, and I made a video about this of surviving your worst days. That was clean on NQ. On ES here, last note on this video, it was just very choppy, sitting sideways forever. Just long after long, not playing out, not playing out. We had a couple members tilt in their regards of getting out of their characteristics of just longing it, shorting it, longing it, shorting it. The account's gone or max daily losses hit. That these are the days that, yes, are maybe a little bit more difficult because this one didn't just break VWAP or bounce off VWAP and run. It didn't just break it and run. It faked you out a little bit, tested your patience, wore you down. These are the days that are a little bit tougher, yeah. But if you can walk away unscathed or slightly red, not big red, then that's a win, because then you come in today and it's, relatively speaking, very easy. Trends following through. Every time I buy the VWAP bounce, it's paying me. Why can't every day be like this? So one, you do want to maximize on it the best you can. That's why I took 2 trades today. So now I'm less inclined to maybe need to trade tomorrow, that first idea. But also Wednesday wasn't too ugly, so I'm still green plus green because I didn't dig myself a big hole on those choppy and more difficult days, all right? So survive your worst days. Go check that video out on this channel as well. I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow morning.